guys, today we're going to be making a berry wine. It's a berry blend. Let's see what it's got in it here. It's got apple juice, pear juice, Arona juice, I'm not sure what that is, grape juice, strawberry juice, blueberry juice, blackberry juice, raspberry juice. So that's what we're going to be making today. I've already got all my equipment cleaned and sanitized. We're ready to go. So I got 2 cups of hot water here that I just took out of the microwave. I heated it up. We want this hot. And to that we're going to add 2 teaspoons of bentonite. It's kind of like a clay. It helps clarify your wine. Mix that up really well in here. And then we're going to dump that into our sterilized bucket here. Okay, and then we're going to add our 12 cans of juice to that. I'm going to go ahead and add these to it, and then I'll be back. You want these cans of juice to be thawed out. You don't want them to be frozen, see? Okay, last can. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff left in the bottom. So I'm going to grab a couple of cans of water from each one of them. I usually fill them up twice just to make sure I got everything out of them. And dump the water in there. So I'll go ahead and finish that up. We've got all those rinsed out, and we're at about 3.5 gallons. So I'm going to go ahead and top that up to 5 gallons. Got this right up to the 5-gallon mark. The reason we do that is we're going to put our sugar in now. We're going to put about 11 cups of sugar. That's going to bring us up to about 5.25 gallons. We want it a little bit fuller because after our vigorous fermentation, we're going to have a bunch of leaves at the bottom, and we're going to rack it off of that, so we're going to lose some volume, so we want to fill it above the 5-gallon mark. So now we're going to take a hydrometer reading here. Once again, this is just a turkey baster that I use. Cheaper than a wine thief, and it works the same. That's what homebrew is all about, is cheapness. So then we'll spin it here, and it looks like we're at about 1.48. So we're going to go ahead and add sugar. We're going to do 2 cups at a time and retake a hydrometer reading until we get it to where we want, and I want it to be at about 1.090, somewhere in there. So once I get it to that point, I'll be back. Okay, so we just add 2 cups of sugar and we'll stir it. Okay, now we're going to retest it in the hydrometer, and we'll just keep doing that back and forth until we get it where we want it. Okay, so we got our hydrometer reading at 1.085. So that's about, what is it, 11.2% alcohol. We'll call that good. It ended up taking 11 cups of sugar. So on to the next step. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of potassium metabisulfite. kill any nasties that might happen to still be in there. So we'll throw that in. And then we're going to add 3 teaspoons of pectic enzyme. Yeah, that's close enough. It doesn't have to be exact. And then 3 teaspoons of yeast nutrient. This is just to help the yeast get going and give them some food to keep eating, so we don't have to stop for fermentation or stuck fermentation. So we'll go ahead and stir all that in really well. Air at this time is good for the wine, it's good for the yeast to get them going, so this is okay at this point. Once you ferment it, then you want to keep the air out of it, but at this point, oxygen is good. Okay, I think we got her all mixed up. We're going to go ahead and move it into the brew room now. Okay, so here it is in the brew room. The fan you can hear running is my heater. I like to keep the temperature the same. So anyway, here it is in the brew room. We're going to let it sit for 12 to 24 hours and then we'll pitch the yeast. So we'll see you then. Okay, so our mixed berry, it's been about 18 hours since we mixed that up. So I've got a starter here of Lavalin EC1118. I've got it going. It's been going for about 30 minutes now. So we're going to go ahead and uncover this. We'll take the foil off of this. As you can see, I just rehydrated this according to the package instructions. And we'll go ahead and pitch that. Now we've pitched our yeast, I've covered it back up. We're just going to leave the towel on it for the first couple of days so it can get oxygen. And I'll come back in 12 hours or so and show you guys what it's doing. Just an update on our mixed berry wine. It's been a couple of days and it's just fermenting away. Okay, so here's our mixed berry wine. It's been 6 days in the bucket. We took a hydrometer reading and we're at 1.020. So we're going to go ahead and rack that to a carboy now. Okay, so we've got everything all sanitized. Go ahead and start racking it. Make sure you get your hose all the way to the bottom of the carboy. And then be careful not to get this on the bottom. You don't want to suck up the sediment. And we'll just go ahead and let that siphon. You can see the star sand in there. It'll keep sanitizing as it goes up the carboy. And then it'll start coming out the top. As you can see, the star sand's coming out of the top of the bottle. That's why we put it on top of the towel, so we don't end up with a big mess. And then as it's filling up, we'll go ahead and pull it out. And we'll get it right up to in here, and then we'll shut it off. Okay, and that's about right there. Okay, so there it is with the airlock on it. We'll go ahead and move that back into the brew room. And here's what's left behind. all this sludge at the bottom. Nice krausen ring around there. Okay, so here it is in the brew room. I've got a box over it to keep it in the dark. We're just going to go ahead and hang our tag on it. And now we're just going to let it sit for a month or so. So we'll keep you updated on that one.